what it is, what it looked like. I'm always ready, and we got a special one for you. This video is brought to you by Xbox. That is right. We have a partnership with them on the Game Pass PC version here. So we are a partner. So thanks to Microsoft Xbox for showing some love to the channel. In this video, I definitely want to go over a little bit with Indiana Jones and the Great Circle to see how this runs on a 4060 Ti, because I haven't seen any content for it for this card specifically, just in general usually. So maybe I'll do more of these. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more 4060 Ti videos where we're kind of testing, benchmarking, doing performance stuff. So we're going to do a short little bit here at the beginning. We're just cleaning up the screen a little bit and using the in-game benchmark identifiers here, so you can see everything in the top right corner. So I'm just playing around with the controller a bit, and for some reason did not think that this game would have a stamina bar. I also don't like the effect that it has. It's like it's motion blur and like a slight like chromatic aberration kind of vibe. I don't like that. So anyway, we're going to be testing a couple of things here very quickly in this dense area. Like, it is holding 60 FPS with the native TAA. So I'm going to switch this over and I'm going to mess around a little bit with balanced DLSS, and we are using 4, as you can see. Using the preset K. I don't know why it's blurring like that when I move, so apologies if that bothers you a little too much, but leaving that down there just to show that I use DLSS swapper to kind of inject that and get everything bumped up. Let me go ahead and turn on path tracing or full ray tracing to medium really quick here. Everything else is off, and it immediately drops the performance down into the 30s when we start moving around. So depending on what we look at, I imagine the water, or there's water somewhere or something playing a part, but we literally went from like 60 FPS down to like 38. So let me see here. Yeah, a little over like half the performance. Let's see what happens when we turn on frame gen, because it was looking choppy. All right, so the screen looks better, but you can see that the image stability isn't great. Now, of course, it's not going to be. Yeah, there's like way more ghosting with the fists. Now, ideally, you shouldn't be using a frame gen below 60 FPS anyway. This was just to like try to clean up the image. I imagine that you'd be better off doing that if you were going to do it with lossless scaling. That'd be interesting to see like how the artifacts actually play out. But it doesn't feel great. So let's turn that off, and let's turn off frame gen. I'm going to turn the filtering up to ultra. Let's get the motion blur all the way down. Pretty much everything else you can see is on high 1440p. Now, when I first started the game, it did have it at 1080, which was weird. So I cleaned that up, went back to 1440p. And so now we are back to over 70 FPS, and it looks great, except for the flickering. I don't know why. I mean, like, as you can see, RT ray tracing is on. It's got some baked in for the global illumination, but there's a lot of flicker, whereas you saw earlier when we had on full path tracing, there's way more stability with the shadows. Like, you can see the ferns when that was enabled. Like, you can actually get the actual shadow of the fern on the ground, which was crazy. But like, this is, to me, this is really impressive to be able to at least scale it on the 4060 Ti and get this kind of visual output, DLSS 4 is really good for this. And this is the type of card that you would scale with anyway. It might even do it with the 4070 as well. But the 4060 and 4060 Ti are definitely cards that you use DLSS upscaling for, or super resolution. And why does that guy remind me of the actor that played Doc Ock? That's so weird. the power of the sun in the palm of my hand. Like, does he not have that face? That's crazy. Anyway, I like the density of the vegetation in this scene. I like the depth a little bit of the dark, so it is on HDR. I might turn the brightness down a little bit. I still have to dial it in, but from what I can see so far, this is the actual native implementation of HDR, so I'm not using RTX HDR. I'm not using Windows Auto HDR, although that did pop up as an option when I first started the game. But everything looks nice. That water actually looks nice. It is swampy. Let's see here. Let me go down. Yeah, let me change this. Using HDR 400 mode. Yeah, it defaults to 10 when you first bring up the game. So let me just try to dial this into where I can see. And the best way to kind of see this is to use the far right image, because when it's too bright, some of the detail on the wall disappears, just as a heads up. Yeah, a little nicer. Yeah, see? We still have sky detail. I had to turn off Steam earlier because it was messing with my controller input. It's the craziest thing. I don't know why Steam still does that. Like, why can't I just play a game and the Steam controller not get in the way? What's kind of funny though about the shadow flickering. Oh, look at that pop in. Wow, that is not far at all. Kind of reminds me of God of War. I think I can fix that though, using the command line or flawless, widescreen flawless, or flawless widescreen, excuse me. That might fix that later on. Just noticing a couple of different things. Okay, so we're still messing around with the 70s a little bit. We dipped down into the 60s, but never below 60, which is awesome. Also, I didn't know before, like when I actually got in the game, that it was using Vulkan. So that's really cool. It would definitely run worse if it was using OpenGL. Let's see what happens when we go down to performance. It still looks serviceable for sure. It's not bad, but in performance, you can definitely see more instability. It's not as sharp. I wonder if you could use reshade to tighten that back up. But now we're reaching into the 80s on performance, almost to 90. Oh, that's funny. You can see that we're in a cutscene. It just flat dropped to 60 FPS. Wow. Does that work? Can you just spit poison out after you taste it? That's like in the cop shows when they like put like coke on their tongue or something like that. I'm like, that is not okay. I like the detail in the coat. I just messed with Monster Hunter Wilds and the texture stuff It's so bothersome. So it's just nice to just be playing the game and it's like, hey, like I have high textures, so there they are. I don't have to separately download something because they're trying to mask the deficiencies in the game. All right, so let's turn this back on. Okay. It's weird. FrameGen in this game doesn't feel all that great to me. And no matter what anybody tells you, FrameGen is highly subjective. So you're just going to have to turn it on, if possible, on your system and then play around with it. Some implementations, for some reason, are better than others. I don't know at what point in development that's actually injected or put together, but it's not the cleanest, at least in this game. Oh, wow, that cutscene just kind of jumped. $1936. Good Lord. Yeah, you see that? Like on the hand there? And that's because I still have FrameGen on. So it's there in the cutscene. That's hilarious. Yeah, if possible in this game, you definitely want to play with it off. Oh, what you doing? Hey! Oh, man. Dude, he got that mean face. Sheesh. All right, let's go ahead and turn that back off, man. I didn't realize that it would be in the cutscene. Dang, that looks good. Where are these people going when they run off like that? It's like still there. So even though I turned it off, it was like still in the cutscene. That's so weird. All right, what we got going on here? Yeah, see, I like the fact that for the most part, when I look, yeah, it never drops below 60 for some reason. It's not a consistent, like it sits at 70 and it'll drop. Like maybe it's anticipating things being drawn that aren't yet on the screen. Like some scenes, there are way too many polygons, and you can't even see what's being like rendered because it's behind something else.
He was good. He was very, very good.
Senor, nobody has come out of there alive. Please.
The lip sync is off a little bit, is what it seems like.
You first, senor.
Oh, thank you. Ooh. Dude, why are those spider webs? Why are they so big? Oh, it runs great in here. All right, so we got some nice lighting coming from them. Oh, why is there a light back here? Let's see. Why is it? Oh, okay. It's not a perfect cave. It's got a bunch of holes. Okay. Oh, here we go. It's like Lord of the Rings. Whoa. Oh, okay. Really? That's how we do? I love how everybody's just calm, man. That happened to me one time when I was driving. I noticed that there was a spider on my hand. So I just kind of politely just knocked it off, rolled the window down, and thumped it out while I was driving. What am I going to do? Dude, the quality of this scene is like great.
Stay out of the light.
That's really awesome. All right, let me stop here. Where is it? Okay, there we go. All right, let me turn that off, and then we're going to use my standard one here. That way we can see some of the things going on with like power. Oh God. These reactions are so awesome. I'm actually looking forward to playing this. That's crazy.
It was.
The GPU is pegged all the way. Makes sense. I'm not like dialing it back or whatever. I could, because I know it runs at, so we're in 90 in here. So if I actually lock the game to 60 FPS, I could get some of that headroom back on the GPU. CPU is not really being used all that much. You get temps on everything. But that sounds like me when I wake up, man. Buddy. Come on, man. Let's go. Indy don't like hugs. I gotta figure out how to reset the 1% low. It's because I hop between screens, and so it picks up on when I'm not looking directly at the game anymore, so it drops to 30. It should be in the 50s.
Let us hurry.
Let me play with this again.
There is nothing to fear here.
Yeah, I like it. It's not, even at 10, it's not crushing blacks or anything like that. Look at that mud texture. Good Lord. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, this area looks amazing. All right, let me play around with this some more. But from what I can see in here right now, the performance is just fine. 60 FPS is like the target for this single player experience. Okay, so 55, 54 FPS after I reset it. So let me go ahead and spend some more time with this. Thanks again to Xbox for sponsoring this video, and I'll be getting more at you soon. So make sure to do all that SEO stuff, and if you want to see more tests, benchmarks, whatever you want to call it with the 4060 Ti, just let me know. Until next time, be the meta.